the SMX Insider post-race show live from Budds Creek, Maryland. It's the Yamaha Racing Budds Creek National Motocross Finals. Final race of the year in Pro Motocross and the regular season for the SMX League. Playoffs will begin in 2 weeks. Some focus already on that, but for Hayden Degan, you got to celebrate this Pro Motocross Championship first. Couldn't quite get it done at Unadilla last week, came so close, had it in his control easily at Budds Creek, and threw in an overall win for good measure. Let's go back up with Rob Vitus on the podium. More champagne.
They were like, well, had a few red starts, so give me another one.
Yeah, okay, so apparently we're gonna have a race win champagne and a championship champagne. Fans don't care, they'll take more. So as the post-race show begins, they have a lot of special awards to hand out beyond the championships. Instant replay.
Just like a restart on a champagne.
There you go. Only here, man.
Only here.
You do not see that in other forms of racing, getting that close with the fans where they're drinking the champagne. So we mentioned other awards, and that includes the Manufacturers Cup, and Honda is going to win it. This is the best finish in each moto by each brand, both classes combined. And Honda and Yamaha battled all year. It's probably not a surprise when you consider one of them won the 450 title and one of them won the 250 title. But overall, Honda will be on top. And that's a good slugfest between those two. Kawasaki third, but the big number, 10 total manufacturers competing throughout the year. Let's go to Jason Thomas.
Thank you, Jason. And I have Mr. Tim Cotter, who's the Vice President of MX Sports, and he's going to present the Manufacturers Championship.
Thank you, Jason. It is with great honor from everyone at MX Sports and the AMA and all of SMX that we present, Brandon, the Manufacturers Cup to American Honda.
Well, Brandon Wilson, I know you have to be very proud of the team here you put together. Could you speak to the effort here in 2025?
Man, it's been so good coming back from the injuries in Supercross, getting this back since not having it in 24. We had this in 23, getting it back again was huge. Man, such a huge thanks to everybody in Japan, the development team that builds the CRF into such an awesome motorcycle. Man, just so many people make this happen, and we certainly don't take it for granted.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we have another trophy to hand out here. We're going to switch out Honda team personnel. And as soon as Mr. Tim Cotter is able to grab that Team of the Year trophy, we will align the stars here. Mr. Tim Cotter, please present the award to Mr. Lars Lindstrom for Team of the Year.
Lars, it is with great pleasure that we present to you this 2025 AMA Pro Motocross Championship Team of the Year.
Well, Lars, I've got to talk to you a lot throughout the successes of 2024 and 2025. Let's go back even further, 2023. Just talk about the team you put together, because when I think about Honda HRC nowadays, it truly epitomizes the word team.
Yeah, it's something that we work hard on, is trying to get the right atmosphere, trying to keep the vibe light, but still work hard and make sure people are motivated to be on the team. And it's something that isn't the easiest thing to do, but you find ways to make everybody happy in their way and try to build the team in that way. So it's a great honor to get this, and I really feel like, you know, the team we've built, we have a great time, and I'm super proud of everyone on it.
Congratulations, well earned.
Thank you.
Feels like they're back to the 90s, you know, where Honda was just
Yeah, the Team Honda run.
Yeah.
Yep, and yeah, once those floodgates open, it's been hard to stop them. As Brandon Wilson there on the right mentioned, it was a rough Supercross campaign with both Lawrences getting hurt. But boy, did they come back in a vengeance this summer. Highlights of Budds Creek, final Pro Motocross and regular season race of the year. and a track the riders love to compete on, and that includes this guy who had the hair even dialed for championship day. I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that one too. He had the bonds going on.
Wow.
Oh.
So Hayden Degan loves this track. He's one of the riders that likes it, and he loves the situation he's in. He only needed a 15th in a single moto to wrap up the championship, but he gets cut off the start by Joe Shimoda. Seth Hammaker, Tom Vial going to battle for the lead early with Shimoda third.
Yeah, well, the day started off good for Tom, and the way he's been riding ever since he came back from that injury, thought maybe he'd have a little fight, at least for the podium, but things would be tough, and this was the first red flag.
That's Pranger, a rider out of Canada. His first pro motocross start in America. He goes down, and that leads to a red flag restart. But Tom Vial, Joe Shimoda, and Hayden Degan there all jump uphill. You can see there's Vial. There's Shimoda making a pass while jumping the jump that they're not supposed to jump with the flag out. And then Degan making the pass, doing the same. So points penalties assessed for jumping and position penalties assessed to Shimoda and Degan for jumping and passing.
Yeah, there was a couple other guys that got the points, but they didn't make passes. And allows, as we get through this, you'll see why that mattered.
Yep, so a restart. Degan a little bit better off the start this time. Vial, justice is served, but back out front again.
Yeah, Tom Vial, but that allows Cole Davies to slide up into that second spot. Hayden Degan was a couple positions behind him, and this was like the second lap. Cole greased that downhill, gets close to Tom, and Tom loses the front end. Tough day for him. It only got worse, but it allowed Cole Davies out front. Now, Tom did get up, start putting in a fight, but Joe Shimoda, after he saw Hayden Degan up front starting to close in on his teammate, he saw the sense of urgency, had any chance to get close to him. He needed to get around Tom Vial, and this was a move for the race. Hayden Degan goes past his teammate. Cole Davies did a great job at keeping him at bay for a handful of laps, but eventually that number one would get there and made a nice pass going up the hill. And then you're going to watch Joe Shimoda a few laps later do the same thing, go around the outside. He saw Hayden Degan do it. He knew he needed to go a little bit closer than Joe thought, but nonetheless, he would make that pass and did his best to try to close in on Hayden Degan for the lead. But Hayden's just a little bit better today, just a tick off.
And then late in the race, Seth Hammaker, who wanted an overall podium this year, was in the top 5, in position to fight for it. He ends up having a bike problem with 2 laps to go. Degan, as we said, only needed a 15th in a moto. Well, the moto win is going to be more than enough to do that, and he is headed toward clinching his second straight 250 championship.
I thought he had the moto.
Yeah, no. It sure looked like a moto win.
Yeah, it was a moto win.
And it was enough to wrap the title, but we'll get to those penalties that you saw with the red flag in a moment. Shimoda finishes second. There's Davies finishing third. But then after the moto, Shimoda and Degan were giving 1 position penalties, and thus Degan ends up finishing second officially, and Davies with the moto win in just his 3rd ever Pro Motocross start. Moto 2, Davies buried off the start, so not going to be a factor here. Degan and Nate Thrasher battling for the lead.
Yeah, he had 3 Yamahas up front. Nate closed him down right there, but Hayden Degan, he came out to this moto with a mission. Bummer to see Lux Turner. He was on the bubble. He needed a great day. Tough first moto. Even worse on the second moto. And the same thing with Austin. Improvements this year, but this was for the lead before the red flag. Hayden Degan slide up the inside of his teammate, try to put that gap on Joe Shimoda. And I think he came out here. I know he came out this moto with a purpose. You're going to see Joe Shimoda do the same thing as he gets past Nate Thrasher. Be that close to Hayden Degan, but you're going to just continue to watch Hayden Degan just pull away.
And then Parker Ross goes down, and as he gets remounted, here comes Julian Beaumer.
Yeah, tough position. You see Parker got up, he was checking his thing. Julian didn't anticipate him slowing down, runs in the back of him, and that was a tough hit for him. So bummed to see him, especially after coming off an injury, but hopefully gets off the racetrack. Hopefully it's not too serious and he'll be back in a couple weeks.
And then Tom Vial, by the way, didn't even line up for that second moto. So a rough day for the KTM riders. This is the restart procedure. They released off the line in the order they were running. Degan versus Shimoda.
Well, you knew, Joe, Hayden's been a little bit quicker all day long, and you can't make up that time. So you thought his effort was going to be in these opening couple laps after that restart. But Hayden Degan was not having none of that. He came out firing and had about a 4-second lead in a couple laps, and that was all she wrote.
There it is. This is a moto win that will stick. No penalties this time. That means he's 2-1 of the day. For the overall win, Dad's happy. The throng of Degan fans are happy. Championship and race win to end his 250 motocross career. And there's Shimoda and Levi Kitchen consistent on the day. Back up on the podium for the first time in a while. There's the championship trophy, and there are the fans.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. Congratulations, Hayden.
Way to get it done. Cole Davies, so far his motocross career results are 23, 23, 117 in the 4 motos he has competed in outdoors as a pro. That's good enough for 7th overall today, the 117. Master Pool, 6th, as he's starting to climb back into it after missing some races at mid-season. Here are the final championship points in Pro Motocross. Garrett Marchbank's a great season, 3rd, ahead of Kitchen, and Vial drifts back to 5th. Shout out to Mikkel Harrup, racing in the United States for the first time this summer, 6th, even despite getting hurt last week at Unadilla, not competing today at Buds. We're back to the podium here. More awards as the post-race show continues. Let's get back to it.
Thank you, Jason. We're just getting warmed up down here with the awards, and right now I have Jared Bolton once again to present Hayden Degan with the 250 glass vase.
Yeah, on behalf of MX Sports Pro Racing, AMA Pro Racing, and the SMX League, it's my honor to present you with the 2025 250 Class Championship vase.
Well, Hayden, you've won everything there is to win in this 250 class now. Could you just talk about what legacy means now as we head towards the playoffs?
I got a big goal ahead of me, so I'm just going to lock in and work really, really hard, and I want to achieve it, so I'm going to put my head down and grind until I get it.
Well, we're going to transition immediately into the Mechanic of the Year, and you're going to get to present the award to your mechanic, Brent Duffy. Well, Brent, I want to talk to you a little bit about this because anybody that knows you or has been around knows that there's no doubt about your effort. You are all in all the time with Hayden. Just talk about it, what it's like behind the scenes, because I don't think, a lot of people want to know what happens during the week. They don't get to see it.
Well, they do a good job of showing it with the YouTube channel, but there is a lot involved with working with Hayden. But it's not just me. This says my name on it, but it should say the Star Racing Crew, because this isn't just my award. It's a whole team effort. So everyone over here wearing the white shirts, this isn't my award. This is our award. Thank you, guys.
Great job. Well said.
Duff Life, one of the good guys, longtime mechanic for Justin Brayton. Actually hooked back up as Degan was transitioning into the pros. He had worked with Christian Craig, and what a tandem they have made. And they're going to enjoy more spoils. Send it to Haley Shanley.
Thanks, Weege. More awards are in order. And helping me present it once again, AMA Director of Racing, Mike Pelletier.
Thanks a lot, Drew. What an amazing season you've had. On behalf of the AMA and MX Sports Pro Racing, I'm really proud to present you with the 2025 AMA Pro Motocross Championship Rookie of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Drew Adams, wow, going back to the start of this year, you were originally supposed to race SMX next, but you were ready when Mitch called upon you to be here and receiving this award and all that this season has been. Is this what you envisioned?
Yeah, this season definitely had some ups and downs, and I told myself at Fox this year, I said, I want to get Rookie of the Year award, that'd be super cool, and I feel like there's a lot of greats that have got this award their first year. So, yeah, this is a big achievement of mine, and I'm looking to have another good season next year.
Let's talk more about that. What kind of intention are you bringing into 2026? Because you've laid a great foundation for yourself.
Yeah, I just want to be more consistent and try and not have some of those up and down motos, and yeah, just try to be top 5 guy every time, top 3, and hopefully some wins. Click off some of those would be great.
Congratulations on a great season. Drew Adams, Rookie of the Year.
Good job for Drew. Maybe a little overshadowed. We didn't see the starts. We didn't see the speed, but in qualifying and whatnot, he showed he has the talent and the potential.
Yeah, absolutely, especially these last few races.
Yep. Yeah, he really came on strong. The young man out of Tennessee, congrats to him. Could be a contender next year. That's what it looked like in the 450 class for Budds Creek. That's the final round of Pro Motocross Championship, already locked up by Jett Lawrence, who said in the morning, maybe doesn't have the motivation while he was collecting the Monster Energy Fast Qualifier Award. You know Jett's going to be good either way. But he's going to have to deal with the challenge of his brother and others. Here's Jett with a great start in Moto 1, battling with Justin Cooper.
Yeah, got a little closer to him. Justin was trying to get in there, but Jett throws that and lets him know he's got a whole shot. Jett said after the race he wanted to get him one of the whole shots. I don't know if Justin really appreciated that. He's really trying to go at it. Probably more just trying to get ahead of Jett. He feels like that was one of his better chances, and they would do a little scrub here. Justin Cooper thinks better of it. That section funneled down to one line, so had to make a decision, but then goes back after him.
Great stuff.
Yeah, and then Jett was over that. You know, Justin Cooper makes little mistakes, get a little wide, and all that gap, that's all he needed. See Eli Tomac getting around Jorge Prada. Tough day at the office for Jorge. Actually finished better than we thought at how practice was going. Not even been qualifying into the thing, but nonetheless, Eli made that pass, and then it was Hunter Lawrence. Didn't get the best of start, but eventually he was able to catch up to Eli, and this was for third position. And then he would set his sights up and catch up. Fourth position. This was RJ. They all caught up. It was Justin Cooper, RJ, and then Hunter Lawrence on the back of that. Hunter did a great job at almost doing a little bit of pick and roll, being able to get RJ by surprise, and then he worked on Justin Cooper for a few laps. This was the last lap. These two were going at it, and Justin's going to hold on for that second place, and what that does, that doesn't allow Hunter to end up third in the championship. So we'll see how that plays out in the playoff seedings.
And it also maybe affected the overall for the day, because as Justin Cooper finishes second ahead of Hunter there in third, now even if Hunter wins Moto 2, he can't get the overall uppercut from Jett Lawrence. Go to Moto 2. Boy, did Hunter nail the start this time.
Yeah, Hunter was there out front. He knows anytime he has a chance to beat his brother. He needed a whole shot, and the opposite for Eli Tomac, dead last off the gate. So it was going to be a long day for him, especially how difficult this track was. But it was Hunter Lawrence, Jett Lawrence, two best of the field all year long. Another guy that we were watching on that playoffs, Cody Schock, had a tough break, actually gets up after going down and runs into one of its sponsors, the Yamaha banner, gets caught up. That bike got a little bit of power out there.
And Cody really needed every point to try to get himself into the top 20 for automatic playoff seeding. This was his home track. He needed to rally. That really cost him. And one of the riders he was battling was Mitchell Harrison, who was doing exactly what he needed to do. Running solid, but then the bike let go. Schock, that gave Schock an opening, but he could not make up enough positions to end up bouncing Harrison out. So Schock should be in the wild card race to fight his way in at the playoffs, where Harrison will have an automatic entry. Hunter Lawrence wins the Moto, but he'll go 3-1. So he will not win the overall. It'll be a 1-2. Little goon ride, fun ride for Jett Lawrence here, who gets the overall win. He still has only lost 3 of them in his entire 450 Pro Motocross career. There's the podium. Justin Cooper up there as well. Results from Budds Creek. Another 1-2 by the Lawrences. They did that in about half the races this year. Justin Cooper, third, as mentioned. Hampshire, another great run, fourth. Tough day for Tomac, 5-8 for 8 behind Ferrandis, and Malcolm Stewart needed a 7-6 day to get up as far as he could in the seedings for SMX playoffs, and he did it. Great run from Malcolm. Final Pro Motocross standings are Tomac third, behind the Lawrences, ahead of Cooper and Hampshire. Jorge Prado sixth. Good points-wise, but no podiums for Prado in his debut season in America. So 1-2 in 450 points for the Hondas, the teammates, the brothers, Jett and Hunter. Haley Shanley is with her dad, Darren.
Thank you, and he's a proud one. Darren Lawrence, your boys splitting wins today, both winners this season among so many other accolades. So can you describe for me the sense of pride you must be feeling?
Yeah, for sure. It's good for the boys to work so hard and obviously get a result from it. And for Hunter to do what he did this year as well, he made improvements, but sadly there's still other areas we've got to keep working on, so you just keep on going back to the drawing board and keep on assessing stuff and seeing how we can be better for next year, because we know everyone's coming for us, and that's what you expect, you know, so it's good.
Congratulations to you and your family on a great season, and we'll see them in playoffs. That's Darren Lawrence.
Well, thanks, Haley, and the awards roll on to the podium. Up next, we have the MX Sports Events Coordinator, Mr. Jim Perry, to present the 450 Class Championship vase.
Jett Lawrence on behalf of MX Sports Pro Racing, AMA Pro Racing, and the SMX League. I'd like to present you with this championship vase for your second 450 outdoor title. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Well, Jett, you've mentioned a couple times today that this is 2 and you were wishing it was 3. But you have a chance at 3 when we go to these playoff rounds. Can you talk about, listen, you're going to get a weekend off, but what would it mean to get 3 SMX World Championship playoff runs in a row?
It'll be awesome. We're just going to go in there and same game plan as always, just trying to execute each weekend, each start, all my laps, and just try not make too many mistakes, because realistically it always comes down to the last one with the triple points. So we just got to make sure we make it safe to Las Vegas and then give it hell.
Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to present the 450 Mechanic of the Year to your mechanic, Christian Ducharme. Christian, come on over. We'll grab this plaque really quick here. There you go. So, Jett, I want to ask you a little bit about Christian. He's been with you since day one in here in America, and the work that goes on behind the scenes by the mechanics, I don't think can be overstated. So this is your chance. Tell us a little bit about the stuff that Christian does for you that nobody really else knows about.
Yeah, these guys don't get enough credit, you know. They're the last person to really touch our bike. You know, our lives are in their hands, and they have a very important job, and they don't get enough credit. You know, I've been with Christian since day one, and it's been awesome. We've had a good winning run so far, and we hope to keep it going. But yeah, no, he's been awesome. And I don't think these guys get enough credit, because what they do is badass, and they got to be perfect, you know. We work hard and they work just as hard as us, so it's cool.
I'm going to slide in here and talk to the man of the hour here, Christian. And, you know, I get to see you go through the emotional highs and lows, when Jett does well, when he doesn't do so well, when he gets penalized, or just things aren't going perfectly. You take that emotional hit with him. So just talk a little bit about not only the work, you know, everybody knows the work part, but the emotional roller coaster that goes on as the racing continues.
I mean, I see like the day in and day out and how much work and effort he puts in, and training and everything that goes into when he swings the leg over that bike. So to see a penalized or a crash or anything like that, you know, it's really hard to see, especially in that. So hard times, good times, you know, I'm here for it all.
Congratulations. We're going to transition immediately into Mr. Jim Perry, who has another award to give, and we will give one of your coworkers a chance to slide in here, and we are going to present the 450 Team Manager of the Year, Mr. Jim Perry.
Lars, on the behalf of MX Sports Pro Racing, AMA Pro Racing, and the SMX League, I'd like to present you with this Team Manager of the Year award. You've put an awesome team together, and congratulations.
Well, Lars, just talked to you about 5 minutes ago, but you know, I think there's a deeper message here. The effort you've done, and I really think you've done a great job of kind of changing the imaging and the persona of Honda HRC, and the winning has come back with it too. So can you just talk about kind of all of that fitting together, putting the puzzle pieces together to not only win, but actually everyone is having a great time, it seems, over there as well?
Yeah, I think that really starts from the very top, and that's having incredible managers above me. My mentor, Brandon Wilson, that we've already talked to, learned a lot from him, and just, you know, all of that together is what's building what we have right now, and lucky to have a lot of freedom to do a lot of cool things that we haven't been able to do before. But I mean, most of all, I'm just proud and honored to be able to be the manager of this team. It's been around for over 50 years. I have incredible riders that make me look really good, and just couldn't be happier to be in the position I am, and more proud. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Fantastic job. We'll see you in the playoffs.
The Transport Driver of the Year Award.
A lot of wins for Honda, including this one, the Transport Driver of the Year Award, actually for Honda as well. That's Tom Pope. Great guy. Had some coffees over there, some meals, thanks to him. Great job, Tom, who's a pretty good racer back in his day in his own right. They present that award over there because that's where the truck drivers do their work. And the folks at MX Sports that are involved with them with parking every weekend want to be the ones that give it away. Look at that. They're pumped for the guy. Johnny O'Mara's there, all the team staff.
You guys are sneaky.
They can't do it at the mechanics and the truck drivers. Also, shout out to my buddy Scott Atkins, who runs the Pro SMX Tech Mechanics School in West Virginia. That's where Christian Ducharme graduated from to this. Let's send it down to Haley.
Thank you, Weege. Brian Degan. Brian, as Hayden's father, you've been with him, of course, every step of the way throughout his professional career. But this summer, are there any ways he has particularly surprised or impressed you?
Man, it's been a long road, and it seemed like to get to this point, but it's honestly gone so quick in the 250 class, and it's pretty surprising. Like, he's already on his way out of the 250 Outdoor Nationals, and couldn't be more proud of the hard work he's put in, you know, and the team that's backed him. You know, we all kind of took a chance there and moved down to Florida, and it's a lot of sacrifice by everyone in the family and the team. So it's cool to see Hayden put in the work and the grit and get it done in the end. And hey, those are memories you're going to have forever. So it's definitely emotional for us as a family to see all of it pay off. So yeah, it's an awesome moment.
Brian, you and your family enjoy this celebration. Brian Degan.
I'll show you something that'll pay off. $10 off tickets for the SMX playoffs, available now, but only through the end of today, the Pro Motocross finale. So get $10 off, up to 8 tickets for each of the 3 playoff rounds. Scan that QR code on the screen right now, or go to SuperMotocross.com and type in the code SMX3TV to get that $10 discount. It's up to $80 per event. If you're going to the playoffs, act now, because this expires today. One more championship on the line at Budds Creek. That was the Women's Motocross Championship. 2 motos on Friday and a race on Saturday. Show you the highlights of the 3 WMX motos from Budds Creek. Friday afternoon, Kylie Stallings, as usual, grabbing a whole shot on her Kawasaki. Charlie Cannon trying to stave off championship elimination. She's running second. Championship leader Lala Turner in third. She just wants to avoid a big crash or some sort of disaster, but it started to get scary here.
Yeah, a close moment for her, and you know the championship ran through her mind when she went down right here. It was a big moment in the race. You can see how much separation those 3 had over everyone else, but Lala was able to get back up and keep fighting. This was Charlie going for the lead, passing Kylie Stallings. He continues just to have these starts figured out. And then she's going to go down. Yeah, running second. Pretty big gap. She goes down. You can see her highlighter right there. That just allows Jordan Jarvis and Lala to make her way up. And that was the pass for second place. But Charlie had a nice lead. Pretty easy moto for her, and backing it up 2 races in a row where she's won that first moto.
Yep, did it at Unadilla. Then we found out that actually Lachlan here takes second, but she was hurting pretty bad after that moto. So now she's in point salvage mode with a 24-point lead coming into the day. Watch middle of the screen, 51, Michaela Nielsen. What a save here in Moto 2.
Yeah, huge save, feet off. You know, save it a weekend for sure.
So
it was Kylie Stallings back up front again, out front, and then you're gonna watch Charlie try to get around there. Gonna slow down, square up. Nice move by her. We didn't see a lot of passes there all day long, but she was able to make it. And then here comes Lachlan, understanding that she wanted to try to get that overall, especially after what happened. You know, why not go out with a victory? But that first moto was tough on her. And then this moto, you're gonna watch Charlie overjump this triple step up, goes off the racetrack. She does a great job at not going down, but that's not before Lala was able to make that pass. And this was towards the end of the race. So a couple corners left. Charlie goes in there. She needs to make any move to try to have a chance to win this moto, and then she loses the front end, and that was all she wrote. So she finished second this moto, and that allowed Lachlan to go out for another moto win.
So they even up points on Friday, 1-2 and 2-1. So still a 24-point lead for the ailing Lachlan Turner. But watch this battle for third. Jarvis versus Nielsen right to the line, and Jarvis gonna hold her off.
Yeah, good job. That's 2/3 both motos. Then another one, here we go. This is a rubber match.
Yep, Moto 3, but watch the 7. She'll stack into the back of Nielsen and down to the first turn.
Yeah, that was going to be tough. You know, any hope for this championship, she needed a lot of luck, but to win the overall, it's going to be hard on when she's down on the ground. And Stallings, she was there in the corner first, but
Nielsen got it.
Yeah, she got it.
Almost 3 hole shots for Stallings in one weekend. Uh-oh, here comes the champ.
Yeah, they put down a lot of water, so a lot of these ladies were being patient as they should have been, and not Lachlan. She took her only 3/4 of a lap, almost a full lap. So we were wondering, she was struggling, and the only thing she was struggling is getting to the lead real quick, and made her pass. And did she put on a show from that point?
And there she is around Michaela Nielsen to take over the lead. China's not going to be a factor for the win in this one because she's coming from the back, and then more trouble trying to make passes.
At this point, she knows she was just trying to do everything to get back up to the podium. So a few mistakes, but here's your champion. Saw her earlier coming off and not winning that first race, and then coming back and winning these overalls, and she's well-deserved. Back-to-back champ, Lachlan Turner.
More celebrations down at the podium. Honda certainly getting their due. I have a feeling that Degan and Duff are going back to have some fun over at the Yamaha pit. Honda's going to celebrate up here with the 1-2 in the championship for the Lawrences. And we've talked about that in so many ways. To have brothers this good is just unbelievable. Wow. Duff Life actually pouring the champagne out on the way back to the pit. I'm surprised to see that. I have a feeling they probably got some beverages back there.
Yeah, well, they only popped like 6 of them up here, so a lot of opportunity. Right. But yeah, really cool to watch these guys up here. The whole team, really special.
So, they're going to bring Joe up as well. What a great season for Joe Shimoda, second in the 250 motocross points. And shout out to Chance Hymas, who's out with a knee injury. Was the first rider to get a win over Degan earlier this year, a dominant 1-1 day back in Colorado, round 3. Let's talk points here for the playoffs to begin in 2 weeks. Justin Cooper, well done. He will be the #1 seed, raced all the races this year, as did your brother Malcolm Stewart. He rallies to 3rd in points on the last regular season day of the year. But the Jett and Hunter, who barely raced Supercross at all, to come all the way back for 2nd and 5th in the seeding, ahead of Chase Sexton. Jett's ahead of Cooper Webb. It's going to make it tough on everyone else when these playoffs begin, because the brothers show how good they could be in the playoffs by going 1-2 last year. I don't even know what direction to go here. We can look back at the fact that we barely mentioned that Jett Lawrence and Hunter were hurt leading into Pro Motocross. They had a rush job to even get in. It sure didn't look that way. We almost forgot about it. Now it's the rush for others like Webb, Sexton to come back, and Eli Tomac to hit the reset button and more in 2 weeks. Do we look forward or do we look back? What do we do?
I mean, let's do both.
Okay, I like it.
He can go back, but we'll look forward. And you think about, going into the playoffs, that seeding, Jett's better prepared this year than he ever has been going into the playoffs, because you remember the first year he won it, he only raced 450s outdoors, so yes. He hasn't had any Supercross experience. So now, and then last year he came off that injury into the playoffs, and he was able to win both those years. So when you look at him, he's better prepared going into this. And I do feel like Hunter Lawrence is going to be there. He has that experience and maybe have a rematch of what we saw last year. But the person that I would say the biggest loser here, not literally, but in the seeding, is probably Chase Sexton, because he was close to having 2nd in that locked up. Now he slides down to 6th. And that points gap of how close and how good Jett is and how good Hunter is, man, it might be costly at the end of the day for Chase in this for to get a title that he's mentioned that he wanted to get, and that's that SMX World Championship.
Yeah, that's like a 5 to 10 point swing on seeding, the way it could have gone and the way it ended up going for Sexton, because he wasn't able to line up here late in Pro Motocross, and that proved costly. Combine the points in the 250 class, it wasn't nearly as close. Degan and Shimoda way out front of everyone else, and Marchbank's a nice gap. He was battling with Vial going into the day, but Vial had a terrible day. So Marchbanks will be 3rd seeded going into the playoffs. The number you really want to look at is that reset number on the right side. Degan will start with a 3-point edge over Shimoda, 5 points ahead of Marchbanks, and then a further gap over everyone else. But everyone has different goals. Some of the riders just want to get in. Some of the privateers to have another chance to impress, to make some money. Other riders want the World Championship. There's no doubt about it. And it should be an interesting reset, because Shimoda and Degan, it was phenomenal. It came down to the last couple laps in 2023 between them for the world title. Could happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I expect Joe to be there, but I think the real key is the guys like Levi Kitchen, and if Tom Vial comes back, and Julian, I think those guys, because of where they are, it puts a lot of pressure on this first race going into Charlotte. Like, they want to get a good spark. They want to try to win and, one, close those the points up, but really just mentally, if they allow Hayden to go in there and Joe finishes, then it just falls back in the way this outdoor season going. We just want to get through this. So that's going to be key. Let's see how they go. And when you're thinking about Levi Kitchen, for him in particular, he can kind of turn this whole season around, you know, by winning this playoffs. Just go back 2 years ago, Hayden Degan didn't win outdoor title, come in and won that SMX World Championship. Now look at him. He's got 5 championships going on 6. Can cap off a historic season if he wins that title. And not even that. Then he's going into the Motocross of the Nations. So at the end of the day, we can look at a year, if he's able to win these 3 titles and that Motocross of the Nations, I mean, he might have one of the best years ever in a career, for sure.
Yep, and there could be a little more 250 racing after that. Should be on a 250 for Supercross next year. There is, of course, the chance, because Supercross splits east and west, for him to maybe get on a 450 indoors next year. They haven't said that, but the opportunity is there. 450 motocross next year, and there is going to be a lot of talk about that over the next basically 9 months before we get to May of 2026. Now, normally this would be the end of the year, but this is 3 years in the making. The playoffs will begin in 2 weeks instead. Let's give you the Yamaha Racing track map for the kickoff. This is ZMAX Dragway, the 4-wide drag strip in Charlotte. What do you see, James?
I see a lot of jumps, a long racetrack, and I'm predicting some battles. I'm looking forward to it. It's a whole different format, different venue. Looks like a lot of jumps out there, kind of Supercrossy, but I do know a lot of these guys have been preparing. So some of the guys that's out of this Motocross Championship, even the guys that's in the championship, they're getting ready for this. So just shows you how much this means to them to possibly have a chance to win. So we're going to see it, 2 split lanes off the start. That's going to be interesting to see those guys come back in the middle, and may the best man win.
Well, it's the thing in this sport. Sometimes the opener is more exciting than the closer. Now you get 3 of those in a year. Anaheim 1, Fox Raceway Pro Motocross, and then this, September 6th, the kickoff to the playoffs, Charlotte Motor Speedway's ZMAX Dragway. It's a day race, race day live, 9:30. Qualifying coverage begins as Justin Brayton and Adam Cianciarulo, Haley Shanley return for that. Also, they'll be part of the pre-race show. Then the gate drops at 3 o'clock. We'll welcome Ricky Carmichael back in the booth, along with you and I. Jason Thomas, of course, will be there. Will Christian as well. It'll be so great for playoffs. Year 3, and like you said, now the riders and teams know what's on the line. And what I had mentioned earlier in the show is the 3 races. That's so short. Yes, there's a triple points finale, so you can make up for a mistake. But with Degan and Jett winning the first 2 years, it makes it look fairly predictable. But in a 3-race series, one bad moto, one bad race, a bike problem, a crash, the whole thing could be thrown upside down.
No, it can. Go back to the first year. We had Jordan Smith at one point.
That's right.
Second race, winning the titles.
Yeah.
So I just think it is short, but I also think that helps a lot of these guys because, you know, there's a lot of money, fame, opportunity in a short period. So they don't have to look too forward like it's a long series. They really do have an opportunity. But again, the guys like Levi Kitchen and some of these guys a little bit further down, that first race becomes ultra important really for the mindset because, as you mentioned, they can gain the points, but they got to get off to a good start, and I can't wait to watch.
Build that confidence for a 3rd time. We'll see everyone in Charlotte. Enjoy the weekend off, and then September 6th, the 3-race run to the World Championship begins. As for Pro Motocross, more crowning achievements for Jett Lawrence and Hayden Degan, just leading almost the entire year to the speculation of what would happen when they meet each other on a motocross track. We'll see that in 2026. But 2025, absolutely spectacular in Pro Motocross. So we'll leave you in the post-race show with highlights of the great season that was. Pro Motocross from Fox Raceway, round 1.
We got Hayden Degan out here, Eli Tomac's back, Jett Lawrence back.
Hayden Degan starts the year with a 1-1 at his home track. 450s gets underway now.
Number 70 of Jorge Prado, this guy knows how to win.
Brand new bike.
Oh, go back to the inside. Jett holds him off. Eli and Jett side by side.
Oh, you see Sexton pull his goggles off there.
Oh no, Sexton has gone down.
Maybe there was something in his eye.
He's going back to the pit. Look at that, it's Cooper Webb.
That thing's smoking.
Jett Lawrence is back. 1-1 at round 1. Round 2, Hangtown. Woo! Look at this, privateer laser Alex Kobush takes the lead. Degan wins Hangtown, 2-0. Oh, Plessinger almost went for a ride.
Aaron slingshot.
Ooh, he did, James.
Yeah, that's cowboy style. Rope him up.
Eli Tomac's back on top with a moto win at Hangtown. Thunder Valley, Colorado. 450s racing first.
Justin Cooper launching down the hill, taking the lead.
Oh, Lawrence able to make it happen. Oh no, Tomac goes down. And Jett Lawrence wins again. Gates down for WMX. Side by side, they knock each other down for third. Lachlan Lala Turner with the victory. Hymas, the early race leader. Degan in conservation mode here.
Like losing power or something.
Chance Hymas. Hayden Degan second. Marchbanks third. Gates down. Chance Hymas 1-1 for the overall in Colorado. And that ends the 4-0 win streak for Degan. High Point National, Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. Let's go. Hayden Degan, another win.
Man, I was pretty bummed after last weekend, but yeah, that was solid.
Headed to a 1-1. Seth Hammaker on the podium for the first time.
For Eli, he's got to make good here. He's got to break through.
Jett Lawrence wins the first moto. And there's Tomac going to the front.
And it is flooding out here right now.
Wow. Red flag. Oh, they're going to call it.
That is going to conclude the race for weather.
Tomac's going to win the Moto's second one this year, and somehow the overall works out in Jett Lawrence's favor again. Southwick, Massachusetts. Gates down. Degan has that first hole shot of the year. 1-1 at Southwick 2025. Prado is now the rider on the move, and he's up to third. Jett Lawrence, 1-1 at Southwick. Lawrence's and Honda going to go 1-2 in both motos. Absolute domination for the number 18.
And try to become champ once again.
250 qualifying, Hayden Degan down. The gap went from 14 seconds to 15, and now Degan goes down. Got cross-running downhill and then down.
That bike's starting to smoke it.
And another rider down. Oh, that's Degan again.
He's in 14th now.
Joe Shimoda takes 250 Moto 1. Shimoda sweeps Red Bud 2025. Crowley, the proud Italian on the Ducati, making their American motocross debut. Oh no, Tomac, and it looks like he might be done. Oh, Lawrence has crashed, and he's going to lose a ton of spots, taking Pro Motocross by storm. Jett Lawrence sweeps Red Bud 2025. Second half has begun. Let's get it started here in Spring Creek. Jeremy Martin, are you kidding me? In what will be his retirement race at his home track, the whole shot. The home track hero, yeah! Jeremy Martin ends his career with a win. Hayden Degan, the overall winner of Millville. But these people will never forget this, and neither will Jeremy Martin. Gates down. Oh no, ship goes down. First moto at Millville goes to Hunter Lawrence. And still undefeated overall this year. Jett Lawrence wins Spring Creek. Washougal National in the great state of Washington. And Degan is trying to make a move. They collide. DeFrancisco goes down, but Degan stays up.
Garrett made that pass, now moves his way up into third.
Joe Shimoda wins Washougal. Garrett Marchbanks on the podium. Oh! Jett Lawrence is down. Eli Tomac able to take care. There is a red flag. Rider down on the track as the battle resumes. Chase Sexton conquers Washougal and gets the overall win. The only rider who's beaten Jett. The overall win streak is going to come to an end. The infamous Iron Man.
You guys ready to meet the team?
There you have it, Team USA.
Here it is. Danger Boy takes Iron Man. Gotten it done with a 1-1. Shimoda kept digging all the way to the end. Women's motocross.
Going for second. Charlie's right in front of him. Tough hit, but she was able to get back up.
Lachlan Turner locking down another 1-1. He went down in this turn. Comes all the way back. And the first moto win goes to Chase Sexton. Jett Lawrence going to go early.
Another guy flinches, and then Jett goes into the gate.
So it's a 1-lap penalty. Jett is now 17th in the results of the first moto. But finally, it's his day. Hunter Lawrence takes his first ever 450 Pro Motocross win.
Eli obviously wasn't feeling 100%.
Tomac, third overall. Somehow, Hampshire, second overall today. Oh no! Sexton bails off! Something is wrong. Disaster now. And that front wheel is locked. And he might be done here.
Take a shot in the dark.
From New Berlin, New York, gate drop from Unadilla. Wasabi Joe spicy today. Nobody's catching him this time. Joe Shimoda absolutely dominates the first moto at Unadilla. He's unbeatable. Joe Shimoda dominates 1-1 at Unadilla. Degan will still be the championship leader, but he will not be the 2025 champion yet. The best race of the year in WMX. Cannon was closing, then goes off track.
They passed each other for 4 or 5 times this last lap.
Cannon, the breakthrough, the Australian, finally gets a W over Turner. Lachlan Turner back on top in the overall category. And a graceful return coming back from injury. Jett Lawrence is once again the 450 Motocross champion.
2025 Pro Motocross Championship 450, number 1 place.
Your second championship in the 450 class.
It's the Pro Motocross final from Bud's Creek. Let's go. Bottom line. Moto 1 goes to Jett Lawrence. Once again, the rest are up. Hayden Degan is a 2-time 250 Motocross champion. And Davies is going to podium in the Moto. WMX season closer. A second consecutive title. Lachlan Turner is the women's motocross champion. Moto win goes to Hunter Lawrence. Jett Lawrence going to end the year styling. Here it is. Hayden Degan dominates the day at Bud's Creek.
2025 Pro Motocross Championship 250.